Jai Radha Madhava. Then I think we can begin. It's very auspicious.
Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Gopi Janavallabha, Jai Gopi Janavallabha, Jai Girivardhari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana, Yamnati Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very nice, very good. So, devotees, let's begin with our recitation of Mangala Charan. Who can read the Mangala Charan?
No one is there, I can do it. Hare Krishna, devotees, and Pranam and Krishna Shri Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Nilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadadi Snapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parichanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna and Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Very nice recitation, Prabhuji. Good, very good. I mean, you are very elevated and very experienced devotee, but very nicely done. As we may know, devotees, Prabhuji is exactly following the way it should be. We should read it. For example, this should be Vancha because that is how it is spelled in Sanskrit also. Vancha kalpa tarubhyasya. Not Vancha. So, paying little more attention, patita, not patita. Even though you can say patita, but patita nam is the pavanebhyo, not pavanebhyo. So things like that, Prabhuji did very good. Haribol Prabhu. So devotees, now we are into obviously chapter 7, and then we are going to read 5, right? Verse number 5. So we can discuss after we read it's quite a long purport by Srila Prabhupada. Then we can discuss what Krishna is saying. Of course, in 7.4, he has mentioned about some of his material energy. Let us see what he is saying in 7.5. Devotees, who can read?
Yeah, I can start.
Sure.
Aparyam mitastva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yedam dharyate jagat. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Haribol. Devotees, can a couple more of us can recite the verse?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Okay.
अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत्. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Hare Krishna, Mataji. And when you read from the Sanskrit, if you know it is kind of Hindi, mostly Hindi, you can really know where to stretch and where to extend the way, the proper pronunciation. But I think there is also a good way of learning the same thing, almost, by looking at some of this cursory thing. You see some dots are below the letter, some dots are above the letters, some have dashes, things like that. You know, there is the back of Bhagavad Gita book, Bhagavad Gita as it is, there are more kind of explanation how to follow this. So, Prabhuji, is one more maybe we can recite.
Yeah, I can try, Prabhuji. Apareyam itastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jivabhutam mahabaho yayedham dharayate jagat. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol Prabhu. So, devotees, one of us can read the synonyms and translation. I would, if I may suggest, it's a long purport. At least 2 devotees can share. So, please, synonyms and translation.
Hey, Prabhuji. Is that okay, Prabhuji, if I read?
Yeah, okay, sure. Mataji.
Apara, inferior, iyam, this, itah, besides this, tu, but, anyam, another, prakritim, energy, vidhi, just try to understand, me, my, param, superior, jivam, bhutam, comprising the living entities, mahabahu, O mighty armed one, yaya, by whom, idam, this, dharyate, is utilized or exploited, jagat, the material world. Translation. Besides these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, purport.
Yeah.
I think Raghu Prabhuji would love.
Either
Yeah.
way, you can read the
Yeah,
second half.
Pavan Prabhu, would you like to read the purport?
Yeah, let me try. I'm on my phone, so it will be very small.
Little difficult, right? Okay. Just see if you can read just the English.
Sure. Here it is clearly mentioned that living entities belong to the superior nature for the of the energy superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior energy is matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Both forms of material nature, namely gross, earth, etc., and subtle mind, etc., are products of the inferior energy. The living entities who the living entities who are um, exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy. The living entity energies are always controlled by the energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful or as unintelligent men think. This distinction between the living entities and the Lord is described in Bhagavatam as follows. Can somebody take over from here, please? I have it's very small. The font I am not able to see. I apologize.
You're good, Prabhu. Very well reading. Yeah, somebody can read the Sanskrit verse. Devotees?
I can continue if you like, Prabhuji. If somebody else wants to read, please go ahead.
I'm not able to see the list. The way I have set up, sometimes it is difficult for me to see who is all there. But anyhow, please, you or Subal Prabhu or somebody else can also read.
Prabhuji, would you like to read?
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay.
Paparimitat ध्रुवास्तानु भृतो यदि सर्वगतास् तर्हि न सास्यतेति नियमो ध्रुवनेतारथा अजनि च यन्मयं तद् अविमुच्य नियन्त्र भवेत् समम् अनुजानतं यत् अमातं मतदुस्ततया. O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all-pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion. The Supreme Krishna is the only. So, would you like me to continue, Prabhuji?
Shall we give opportunity to? I don't know how many of us are here.
So total we have 7, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Raghu Prabhu, Pavan Prabhu, Harini Mataji, Baldev Prabhu, and me and Shalini Mataji.
Okay, maybe Baldev Suprabhu, I'm
Prabhuji,
not
I'm
sure.
driving. Sorry, Hare Krishna.
Driving, yeah. So, Mataji, please continue then. Or Raghu Prabhu wanted to read, right? Prabhu? Did you say you will read the second half?
Well, no, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm fine. Yeah, I can read it. Okay. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are a superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme, but they're never equal to the Lord in quantity or power. While exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy matter, superior energy, the living entity, forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. The forgetfulness is due to the influence of matter upon the living entity. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of the illusory material energy, he attains the stage called mukti or liberation. The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, thinks, I am matter, and material acquisitions are mine. His actual position is realized when he is liberated from all material ideas, including the conception of his becoming one in all respects with God. Therefore, one may conclude that the Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi energies of Krishna. And with this, and when this energy is freed from material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. Hare Krishna.
Any thoughts, Prabhuji, on the...
Yeah. Okay, so here, the last verse we spoke about the inferior energies and the different material elements, and we went through quite a bit of discussion on that, and different Vishnu uh, incarnations uh, from Mahavishnu to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu to Shirdakshaya Vishnu, who is the Paramatma and enters all the up to down to the atoms, enters even the atom and all the living entities. So here now the next thing is to Krishna is talking about the superior energy, and all the living entities. We are all part of the superior energy. So here is talking about a superior energy and also the inferior energy. The inferior energy being all the materials, but without the superior energy or the spirit infusing the material energy just becomes a dead matter. So that's when the material energy comes to life. So we need that superior energy. Now, as far as living entities are concerned, uh, many of us uh, are here on the earthly planet, but we have forgotten our constitutional position, and we try to enjoy the material energy as much as we can. And we try to lord it over the material energy, and our false ego tells us that we're very intelligent, we're very powerful, and so on. The other point is that that they're making in this uh, the living entities cannot be equal to the superior uh, energy of Krishna. Yes, we are part and parcel of Krishna, but then we are never equal to him. He is the one controlling us. We are just a minute particle, minute part of it. Uh, so there are some theories that we are equal to Krishna and so on, but that's all. As the Prabhupada said, that's not right, completely wrong. And then Krishna is the energetic, and then the energetic, and naturally he controls all the energies that emanate from him, including Paramatma and the Brahman and all the living entities and so on. Okay, those are some of my thoughts. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhuji. You have highlighted many of the important aspect of this particular verse. We can discuss a little more. It's both the 7.4 and 7.5. They are very important to understand the different energies of Krishna. Very important, because we should, Krishna himself is explaining who is he, what are his energies, and who qualifies to understand this also. It is not every person may not be able to understand this. He has already said, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. That means after many births, after taking many different forms, we don't know, unlimited. Eternally, maybe we have been taking some form. But this moment particularly, we have been blessed with this very, superior human form. That is why Krishna is saying, Jiva Bhutam. So it's a very special opportunity for us to understand Krishna even much better. Matter cannot understand him. So, devotees, any more thoughts on this before we discuss more on some of the point? If maybe Shalini Mataji or Pawan Prabhu, you want to share some thoughts?
Prabhuji, I think this is very good, but what I understood, the main thing that I got from here is that there are inferior energies, which is like non-living elements, and then like earth, water, air, and then there is living entities, which is superior energy. And in a way, like the superior and the living entities think that they can lord it over the inferior energies. But actually, when they give up that control is when they really become liberated. But like, what is the actual meaning? I'm like still struggling to understand. Prabhuji, if you can shed more light on that.
Yeah. I have a slide, Mataji. I would like to display that. But before, which may be able to answer some of the your comment. But let us see if anybody, Pawan Prabhu, you want to say something or?
No, I'm good for now, Guruji.
Okay. So devotees, let me share a slide here. Okay. Devotees, are we able to see this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So there are many platforms, different layers of Krishna's energy, many, unlimited. But for us to understand about Krishna, we can just keep that in a simplistic way about 3 layers. Okay. In 7.4, Krishna has been talking about all this material energy. There are almost 24 of them. So he's calling that. Does anyone remember what was the phrase he used for this, for the material energy? Anyhow, Krishna is saying, Binna Prakritir Ashtada. He's talking about the 8 material, but this has got actually, Krishna will also explain the other elements, material element. But he's talking, Ashtada means 8. So he's talking about the 5 gross here, the bhutas, panchabhutas, like earth, water, fire, air, ether. He's saying these are all my inferior. Binna Prakritir. Binna means he is explaining in 7.5, those are all inferior. So let us little bit see what's going on here. So we have this Panchabhutas, which is the material energy. Then on this, all this other, the matras comes, all the sound, the touch, and so on. Let us start from the up, devotees. So on the top layer is what Krishna is, okay? Then in the middle level, in 7.5, which we are reading right now, is what is calling as superior to this material world, material energy, you know. So this ahamkara can be termed as an split between the other two levels. The material energy is inferior to Atma. Atma, even though it has got part and parcel of Krishna, it is still, we can consider, as subordinate to Krishna. So this Atma can never be equal to Krishna. And this material energies, all these energies can never be equal or greater than the Atma. Superior. Atma is superior to material, and super soul, even Krishna Bhagavan, is superior to even soul. So here, let's start from ahamkara. Ahamkara is the split. Once this ahamkara is gone, the false ego, if you remove the false, it is only left with true ego. The true ego is that I am part and parcel of, I am a Atma. If you really understand ahamkara, who am I? You will know that I am a Atma soul, eternal spirit entity, spiritual entity, part and parcel of Krishna. Until then, we are covered by these several of the material element. So we have the mind. Mind is a component of, mind, intelligence, intellect. These are all the indriyas of cognition, meaning we can call this as jnanendriyas, and this indriyas of action, the hands, feet, speech, the different organs, the organ of generation and so on. These can be called as the karma indriyas. But this itself has got no value, simply no value, unless the soul gives them the power. And of course, the soul gets the power from Krishna, from the super soul. That is why just with this 20, elements, it is just a dead body. Nothing. Even a dead body will have hands. Dead body will have feet. Dead body will have ear. But they are not functional. They won't function. And what gives that one? The Atma is what gives the life, the energy to all this thing. And it all comes from the energetic Krishna. So Krishna is calling this as Binna Prakriti Ashtada. Let's see, it's not. Okay, so that is what he's saying in 7.4. If you read the 7.4, he's calling this as Binna Prakriti. So Krishna here is completely spiritual. On the top, if you see devotees, on the top left, Krishna is completely spiritual, and this is referred to as Antaranga Shakti. That means is completely spiritual potency. Then the Antaranga Shakti has got different other energies, and our Srimati Radharani is the owner of what is the energy called Viladani potency, which is the pleasure potency, Satchit Ananda. Srimati Radharani is the Ananda. So this is all Antaranga, meaning all Krishna's expansion, everything is Antaranga Shakti, completely spiritual. There is not even a small, minute element of material, even when they come to material platform. Krishna came to the Vrindavan. He appeared in Mathura, but he never got contaminated because he's 100% spiritual. So this Binna Prakriti is called as the Bahiranga Shakti, meaning is external energy. And this, where we are, number 3 is what we are. This is called Brahman, Atma, soul. This is referring as Param Prakriti. This is there in the 7.5. He's saying, Arjuna, everything comes out of me. The material world is of my lower energies. which has got no value unless and until it gets all the energies from the Jiva Bhutam, which has got, what is the condition of this, why it is superior? Devotees, why this Atma is superior to matter?
Well, it is part and parcel of Krishna. So it's...
Yeah, absolutely. That's the correct answer. Because this is called Tatasha Shakti. What is happening here, we are in between devotees. This is completely spiritual, this line. Above anything, that line is all completely spiritual. The Jiva Bhutam are spiritual, but they also are coupled with the material energy. Very difficult position. Otherwise, we have the Satchitananda within us. Our Atma soul is absolutely the same in quality as Krishna. Minute, very, very minute. But still the quality is very powerful. It is very, very quantity-wise, very insignificant. Quality-wise, very, very significant because it is Krishna. But what is the main issue here? We are somehow combined, we are covered with this material energy. That is why we are having so much problem understanding Krishna. If this material energies are not there, will be completely on the upper level, will be the spiritual platform. So now the goal is that how do we go there? That is all Krishna consciousness about. How do I go from number 3 to the platform of spiritual skies, not becoming Krishna? Because matter can never become Atma. Atma can never become Paramatma, never. But they have the same quality. What we can do, our goal is to somehow reach the place of Krishna and be a subordinate to him, serve him eternally. That's the main goal of this entire Krishna consciousness. So unless we understand that right now we are stuck between the soul, which is completely pure, and then the material, which has got so many problems, then combined to this, we have the 3 modes of nature, which is the sattva, rajas, and tamas. And then we have the dualities. So this is constantly under the bottom category. This is all the time, 24/7, 365, until we have the material body, it is going to come and attack us. So devotees, any questions, comment on this?
Oh, I just one question. If I know the way you depicted it, 3 is involved with 4. 3 Krishna Atma soul is involved with 4, the material energy. That's why we are stuck here in a way on the earth. But once we are liberated, then the 3 the soul now rises above the line and becomes part and parcel of the Paramatma. Is that the way to look at it?
Yeah, we are, I mean, even here, this particular Atma is always part and parcel of Krishna and Paramatma. It is there, but it is not able to come up with its full quality because it is covered with all this material element, which is called Maya. So right now, we are not able to understand the full potency of our soul. Once if you understand that, yes, I am eternal spiritual soul, part and parcel, then when you attain the perfection in the Krishna consciousness, then we become to go back to Godhead, which is Krishna's spiritual platform. Now there are many spiritual platforms. Devotees want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. There is Vaikunta, there is Ayodhya is there. There are the different lokas are there. Like we find in the material platform, there is a loka for Dwarka also, So there are many, many spiritual platforms out there. But the top is Goloka Vrindavan, which is called Krishna Loka. So the devotees are always praying that Krishna, I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan, back to Godhead, that is your abode, supreme abode, and I want to serve you there all the time, Krishna. And there are other unlimited. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada said that there are majority of souls are in spiritual platform. What you are seeing in the material platform is only a very minor percentage of the entire souls in the spiritual. It is like the prison does not represent a country or a state. Prison is good only, yeah, there are quite a few thousands of prisoners, but still, when you compare that to the state or the country, they are very less. Unless, it's like a very bad country where, 70, 80% of the people are inside the prison. That's a very dangerous situation. It might sometime, when that kind of things happen, that is when Kalki comes, he would appear at the end of each Chatur Yuga. He will clean up everything. He's not going to destroy any of the world, but he will clean up completely the adharma, the anarthas, and the evil doers, and most of the people will become, again, a Satya Yuga will begin after this Chatur Yuga. Like this, it will keep on going until the day, one day of Brahma comes. Then, again it will start. Krishna will appear. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear. Until then, this will keep on going. Every Chatur Yuga, at the end of the Kali Yuga, there will be an appearance by the Lord, not by Krishna, but in some expansion of Krishna. They will clean up the entire thing, like a surgical strike. They're not going to destroy any of the worlds. It will be like that. It is not an annihilation, but it is a complete correction of all the bad things, that will be going on. Because right now in Kali Yuga, we are still in the very beginning stage of Kali Yuga. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that we got at least another good 5,000 years for Krishna consciousness, for a lot of spirituality, understanding some of this concept. After that, in the next maybe 10,000 years, everything will go down, will be very degraded. Nobody will even know what is Vedas. And like this, we are talking about devotees, another maybe 430 years. Long time. A lot of ups and downs will happen. But anyhow, let's not get into so much of technical detail. But what we need to understand is that right now we are stuck. We are hanging in the middle. In America, there is a very common phrase, right? Hang in there. But who want to hang in here, Prabhu? Anyone?
No.
No, we don't want to be hanging in here. Not a good condition at all. Our goal is to be in Krishna Loka with Krishna. So much of eternal happiness, Satchitananda, is going on. Why do we want to spend our time here? So whatever we have to make sure in this life, devotees, acharyas are saying it is possible to go back to Godhead. It is possible by taking up Krishna consciousness seriously, by following the instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has said this quite a few times. Chant, follow the 4 regulatory principles, associate with devotees, honor Krishna Prasadam. If you do this with a good, pure mind, then he said that I guarantee I will take you back to Godhead, which is Krishna Lord. So this is a very great promise. It doesn't ask you to do too much of changes in your life. Even the changes that you are being asked to do is that only for betterment. Good, healthy lifestyle, healthy emotion, stress-free life, and you get to go to Krishna Loka. It's like somebody saying, hey, you do certain good things, I'll take you on a world trip. or I'll take you to, what is the most exotic place, devotees, in the world. There may be so many. Maybe, I don't know, within USA, many people dream to that I want to go to Hawaii. I'm just saying, I might be wrong. So it is Srila Prabhupada is saying, yeah, take some, some austerity is required, some adjustment is required. That is what is Krishna consciousness about. And as we have all going through this devotees, we see that all this adjustment that we have done to our material life is only very, very beneficial. Very beneficial. There is nothing. Is anybody feeling that they are missing anything in the material world by taking up Krishna consciousness? Shalini Mataji, what do you think? Are we missing anything?
No, Prabhuji, not at all.
Rather, we are feeling very joyful, very positive, very healthy, right?
Absolutely, Prabhuji. Very
Very
good.
good. Yeah, mostly, I mean, if you ask anybody who has been following this in a very sincere way, now at the same time, it needs definitely it needs a faith. It needs some sadhana, which is called Shraddha is faith. Sadhana is the practices. Anything we do in life, we need some practice. We cannot learn, if you want to be a golfer, you cannot learn, just go to driving range one day and you say, I want to become expert. You will not become. Swimming, learning, anything, college, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, medicine, whatever you want, it needs some practice, some concentration. Same thing here. And it's only positive all the way through. Nothing, not even a tinge of failure is involved in this process. That's why it's Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. This entire process is just, glorious, successful. So devotees, any more thoughts? So Krishna is actually talking about, let's very quickly go back here. So Krishna is in this verse 7.5 is talking about the Param Prakriti. Much superior to this Bhinna Prakriti. And a Bhinna Prakriti can never be equal or greater than Param. And Param Prakriti can never equal or be greater than Krishna, whether it is called in Paramatma or Krishna as the Supreme Lord. One thing, Acharyas have said that in the ultimate spiritual platform, there is not a concept of Paramatma because Krishna is already there. So in the spiritual platform, it is either Krishna, that's it. Nobody is looking even for Paramatma. Paramatma is from this level, number 3. Some people want to concentrate on the Paramatma. But in the spiritual platform, everybody is only concentrating on Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality. That is his internal potency, as Krishna himself, as the Supreme Lord. Any comment, thought, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then. Yeah, wonderful explanation, Prabhuji. So I was, when you were saying about that hanging in there, that was a very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah. So I heard one of senior devotee mentioning, Prabhupada says that we are like a cat on a wall. Sometimes, in the material, sometimes, in the morning, in the Brahma Muhurta hour, when we are chanting, we are, very excited. And it is kind of, we are in the spiritual world. But, later on, with the contact of the material world, it gets diluted and, we'll be in the material world. Of course, not everyone, but I'm talking for myself, Prabhuji. So, like that, but the association of devotees, even though we are in this material world, we are bound by a shell. And, that shell is a kind of a spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, in this material world itself, when we are in the association of devotees, that it itself becomes, a spiritual world. Our home becomes a spiritual world when we are, chanting together, doing some, service to the Lord. So that way we can experience the spiritual world here in the association of devotees. So the living entity belongs, even though the jiva, as you mentioned, the jiva and the soul itself belongs to Krishna, but since we are in here, we are experiencing sometimes positive and negative. That's what I was thinking. And also this material energy, even though it is inferior energy, in the previous verse we read about how the five gross elements and the three subtle elements and all. So jiva being in the energy is always under the control of the energetic, and so here also I was reading, Prabhuji, the jiva is also called tatastha shakti or marginal energy of the Lord, because although spiritual and can control the material energy, the jiva sometimes comes under its influence and becomes conditioned, forgetting his real spiritual position. So, we're all, part and parcel of Lord Krishna. He's our real father, but we have forgotten him. And we are, suffering in this material world. Like, a kid, he sometimes, is very, doesn't want to follow his father and runs away from home. And now he is struggling. So in the same way as you mentioned, we have come, into this material world, leaving our, father, and we wanted to enjoy this material world, but we are suffering. As you mentioned, yesterday we were also, discussing about all the Brahmandas, and you rightly mentioned that only 1/4 of this, is material world. 3/4 is the spiritual world. There are hundreds and thousands of, Vaikuntha lokas, over there. And devotees nicely, over there, everything is kalpavriksha. I mean, you think of it, you will get it, because everybody is in a pure mode and serving, Lord Krishna. But here we are suffering. So once we realize that, and then we can easily, because we don't need to. The devotees doesn't actually need to hanker for liberation. The liberation personality will actually come and ask the devotees, please, accept me. But the devotees say, I am wherever I am there, my only intention is to serve the Lord and his devotees. So the liberation will be a byproduct of bhakti. They don't need to hanker anything. In fact, devotees, devotees say that Srila Prabhupada is actually, uh, he doesn't actually belong to this material world. He belongs to the spiritual world. He has come here to deliver all of us. So with that, as Prabhupada mentions, like, just hold on to my dhoti and follow these 4 regulated principles. I will guarantee you that I will take you back to home, to back to Godhead. So we have gotten this amazing opportunity that, out of hundreds and thousands of lifetimes, we have this, getting the human birth itself is rare. And in this human birth also, getting, devotees association, as Krishna says, Manushanam Sahasreshu Kaschit. So out of hundreds and thousands of people, one can get, human body, and one out of them, one actually understands me. So we are very fortunate to be in this Krishna consciousness, and having gotten opportunity, to serve Srila Prabhupada and devotees. So, we can easily, take back home, to back or to Godhead in this lifetime itself, Prabhuji. So that is, I was thinking. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Please correct.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah. So, devotees, as Subal Prabhuji was mentioning, just because somebody is in the material platform does not mean they are 100% material, or they are a mixture of material and some spiritual, which is calling us Param Prakriti. No, sometimes when even Krishna comes, the various expansions of Krishna also can come. They never get contaminated. And even there is a specific, of course, it's all created by Krishna only, called souls created called Nitya Siddhas. They are eternally spiritual. They belong to this Antaranga Shakti eternally. They may come to material world, like, the parents of our Krishna, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, Devaki and Vasudev. So they are not normal material, because they have appeared in the material platform. They are not like part of Param Prakriti, and they are not marginal. They are not Tatastha Shakti. They are completely part and parcel of Krishna, Antaranga Shakti. They are Nitya Siddha. What we are known, Acharyas say, the Nitya Siddhas, they will never fall down. They may come to, it is like a governor visiting a prison. And then he'll go back to his mansion, he'll be like a governor. Like that, those Nitya Siddhas, they may come to this material platform, they'll go back to spiritual, back to Godhead, because that is their home. But whereas some of us, even if we reach to the spiritual platform, Krishna's home, we are called sadhana siddhas. So sadhana siddhas, even after reaching Krishna's abode, Krishna Loka, there is a very small probability we might fall down. Srila Prabhupada said that, if you still have some hankering, some anarthas, even after doing all the purification, because you have the free will. Because you have the free will, you have the free will to fall down also, but not Nitya Siddha. So we belong to the sadhana siddhas. But our goal is to become purified. That is it. Whether we are Nitya or sadhana, that's beyond our concept at this point. We won't be able to understand even. Only Krishna will know. But all we know is that we can take Srila Prabhupada's message very seriously. Let's not hang in there for a longer time. Devotees, this lifetime, they can go and be with Krishna. And until then, as Prabhuji was saying, we can perform all those things that is happening in Krishna Loka. What are those happening? Glorifying Krishna, reading Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all the time. We can keep on doing that here. And we have wonderful association. Of course, in the Krishna Loka, it's only association of the highly elevated spirit soul. And then there is a very greater possibility and opportunity that we can reach Krishna in this lifetime. That should be our goal, devotee. Let's not wait. Let's not plan that, let me do only some portion of it in this lifetime. Let me read some, let me chant some, let me associate some, and then I'll continue if I come. No, we don't know. We have no clue what will be in the next birth. This moment, again, as who was that Prabhu? Kulashekar Alva. He said that, Krishna, take me right now, because my consciousness seems to be very pure. My understanding of the Supreme Lord, which is yourself, seems to be good. I'm able to see, I'm able to speak, I'm able to honor Prasadam. Tomorrow, I don't know what my condition would be. We may not be able to, there may be so many, because that is the material world, right? Today, my consciousness is pure. Why not be finished up now? We are not as elevated as Kulashekar Alva, but our prayer should be, Krishna, allow me to always think. As again, Subal Prabhuji was saying, the main problem for us that we have forgotten Krishna. That's the main thing. That's why we start with Om Ajnana Timirandasya, because we have fallen, because of that forgetfulness, the ignorance has, come into our life. Otherwise, the Atma is so pure. How did it fall into such a situation? Forgetfulness of Krishna. But there is a great opportunity to revive that memory and go back to Godhead. Devotees, we got 4 more minutes. Why not we take some final comments and we can conclude after that. Sushita Mataji, I see you there, but very silent, very quiet. No, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Beautiful explanation, Prabhuji, just listening in. Sorry, I missed the first half of the discussion. But the chat that you are sharing is very informative and easy clarification to the shloka, mapping to the shloka. Prabhuji, one question in the chat. So mind, intelligence, and the false ego, right? In the false ego, you have that in the sheet for under the 4. And below false ego is mind, and intelligence. What would be categorized as intelligence, Prabhuji?
1 second. What happened here? Do
In
I
between
go
that
back?
session.
No, do I go back? Okay. So this is the mana covers that, Mataji.
Okay.
In number 5. Mana is the mind. Mind has got those layers of intelligence and intellect. So it comes here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. It is part of the mind. Mind has got 3 layers, they say, which is the basic mind, which is not very mature. And this all happens in a split second. It's such a fast super computer chip. Nobody can even create that kind of a thing. When you analyze something, it immediately comes to your mind, and mind works immediately. Mind immediately, intelligence follows the mind, and then intellectual really absorbs. Actually, at this moment, our intelligence might have really absorbed this Krishna consciousness, but mind is not accepting. Mind is come up with a lot of material things. I want to see something. I want to hear something. I want to, do something else, but not Krishna. That is what mind is not still accepted, the full Krishna consciousness philosophy. Once if we pressurize little more from the intelligence, intellect, then everything will, that is why we have to seek the blessing of Krishna. Only Krishna is superior to this Atma. He can only give guidance here. It cannot go from bottom to up. It cannot go. It has to come, what do they call for that? Up to down or something like that, right?
Top to bottom.
Up to bottom. Yeah, it is not bottom up.
Yeah.
It has come from top. You can try here. You can say, I'm going to close my eyes. I will not see anything anarthas. I'm going to close my ears. But how long can you do that? The moment you open, immediately mind starts tricking you. Hey, why not you listen to this? There is some another music going on or whatever it is. So you cannot do that. The only way is that from up, from here higher to lower. Because Param can control the material and Krishna can control the Param Prakriti. Otherwise, we cannot control it by ourselves. Material has got no choice. It's got only certain qualities. But who is going to direct those qualities? Who is going to control? By itself, it cannot control. Only the Param has to control. So mana is very important, which is mind, intelligence, intellect. Krishna has got several verses on mana, right? He's saying, completely dedicate, surrender your mind to me. Very important.
Thank you so very much, Prabhuji. So this sheet, the 24 or the total 24 or 25 that we were reading yesterday,
Right.
That would cover, if we have to map the 20, which are the karmendriya, gnanendriya, and then tanmatras and bhutas. They are 20, and then mind is the 21, ahankara, false ego, 22, and then
there are a few versions, Mataji.
okay.
It can be either 24 to 25. Here on the top, you can just have the, which is called the Purusha. Actually, this concept, this kind of a concept is coming from the Sankhya philosophy.
Okay.
Okay, they are calling Krishna as Purusha. Okay, that is the title they are giving. So these are all, because this is being trying to understand, on a material platform, how things work. Because you have this Panchabhutas, you have the Tanmatra, then you have the Indriya. So what happens to this? How do you go to the upper platform? That is where you come to this Atma and soul. So actually, you have only 24. You don't, here they call this as Purusha and Prakriti. And then this is called Mahat. This soul is called Mahat. It's the same. The concept is the same. But the main here, the philosophy that we should be very, very clear, it never goes bottom up. That is the main philosophy here. From material, you cannot control spiritual. There is no way you can control.
Prabhuji, ahankara, thank you, Prabhuji, for that clarification. Ahankara, which is false ego, or can be converted into true ego, is also under the Bhinna Prakriti, right? Or would it be fluctuating according to the consciousness?
Yeah, it will be fluctuating. Once, if ahamkara is gone, you automatically go to number 3. You become a very purified Atma.
Okay. So that's ahankara which is deciding whether I'm on soul conscious or
it is a combination of all this thing.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
But finally, it is ahamkara. After you have understood, I'm not this I, but the ahamkara finally is coming and telling your through mind, it is saying, no, I'm better. This is my eyes. The other guy is wearing a lot of glasses and contact lens. Mine is the most powerful eye. I can see much better. My ears are much better. I can, do so many, my speech is the best. I can speak so nicely. Yeah, ahamkara at some point of time, that is the most critical thing, which is the false ego. If you can remove that, then you become a very purified, which we are seeing that as, samadhi type in the Ashtanga Yoga we were seeing. Here, we become very, very selfless and very, this is the uppermost of the bhakti path. What are the 3 things? Asakti, Bhava, and Krishna Prema, right? The top 3. Do anyone remember the 9 steps to bhakti? In the bhakti, we start with Shraddha, then sadhu sangha and bhajana kriya, then we read the top. Yeah. Then once if you become selfless, then once if you become, that becomes again 100% concept. Just the Atma getting selfless and purified is not enough. Devotees, I have more slide which talks about the different path of understanding the Supreme. That is where the Advaita, the Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, Beda, ours is Achinta Beda, right? Achinta, Abeda, Beda, ours is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. So that is what. So unless we really concentrate on Krishna, our Krishna consciousness journey is not going to be complete. So even being a perfect number 3 is not good enough. We have to become completely perfect in Krishna consciousness so that we can go back to God. Is it okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, very much. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Paramatma, Bhagavan, both in the upper platform of Shuddha Sattva platform, But then
Actually, in a spiritual
effulgence is
platform,
what.
Acharyas have said that there is only Bhagavan.
Okay.
You don't need two. You are already, Krishna is already there as Bhagavan. So you really don't need a Paramatma. Paramatma is on the little next lower level, I would say. That's what Acharyas are saying. That once if you reach the complete Goloka Vrindavan platform, there is only Krishna, Shyam Sundar. That's it.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much, Prabhu. This is very helpful in mapping.
Yeah, it is all understanding, but we have to improve our advance rather, in our Krishna consciousness. That's the main thing. See, I think most of us here, we know what need to be done. That is the jnana, right? Now we have to do the vijnana. How do we become realized knowledge? How do we apply that knowledge into practice? That is the whole, that is the process of Krishna consciousness. Every day, every moment, we have to be in Krishna consciousness. It made some very alarming and very, very challenging. But again, Acharyas are saying, yes, this can be, it's possible. And Krishna himself is saying it is possible. What is Krishna saying the last word? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vaja. That's it. I will take care of you. Don't worry. So devotees, time is 9:08. So any final thoughts? If not, we should conclude here right now. Okay. Okay, Haribol devotees. Vancha kalputrubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evache patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Temple Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Temple Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is study ki jai. All those to the assembled devotees, Haribol devotees.
Sri Ram Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.